Over on Prime Video, arriving on Tuesday the 25th of June, we have a new music documentary called I Am Celine Dion, and here is a clip.
When your voice brings you joy. I can't wait to fly. Ça va les garçons? Je t'aime. You're the best of yourself. Oh, I need my instrument. I'm alive.
Celine.
911, what's your emergency?
Have been diagnosed with a very rare neurological disorder, and I wasn't ready to say anything before.
This is just, I can't recommend watching it enough, actually. It's quite a sad watch. It had me in tears in places, so it probably should come with a warning. I've always been a fan of Celine Dion, and she's just, I mean, I always remember the amount of earnings she made when she did the Vegas residencies and stuff. I mean, she's absolute quality. She's got an incredible voice. And I don't know, she's sort of been part of all of our lives for a really long time, but I don't know that we knew that much about her particularly. I think we knew that her husband had sadly passed away, someone she calls in this documentary the love of her life, and her raising two small young children. But this is a documentary that it gives us a snapshot into her life now and who she is. And I came away from watching this feeling that I knew her so much better than I ever did before, and I liked her even more than I did before. So on a basic level, just how incredible she is in terms of, you know, her vocal ability and how, you know, successful she is. But what this really focuses on a lot is that she has this absolutely life-changing illness called stiff person syndrome, SPS, and she was diagnosed with it in 2022, and it's very, very rare. It's a rare neurological disorder, and it causes this rigidity. I think that's how you say it, and these muscle spasms. And at one point, I think it's at least 7 minutes. It was hard to watch, of her having a seizure, really, and the ambulance crew around her. And she lets you into this very raw account of her life and living with it. And she explains, you know, what it does to her. So even her singing, and of course with her singing and her music, that was her outlet. And she can't do that, and she breaks down and she cries, and it's just so raw and so emotional to see somebody. And she's, you know, her children are still very much young. She's single parenting. I'm sure she has lots of help, but actually she's close with her children. And yet there are times where she's rendered, you know, it's impossible for her to do anything. And she wants to talk about it. So you really, it's not only do you kind of look back at her 25-year career, but you actually, I love, there's one part I love actually as a woman, I particularly love it, going through her. She's got this kind of unit where she keeps all these clothes all set up on mannequins, and all the shoes that she's had, and just absolute, it's just a cavern of dreams basically, of these incredible Dior shoes, and it's just amazing. And she remembers all of it, and I think her gratitude and her the thing she says, I miss the music, but I miss the people. I miss the people around me, those people that she was with all the time. She's just not with her. So these cameras are essentially following her day to day. You can see her focusing on her health. You see back through her career. And I don't know if you found this interesting here, but I did. Her kitchen. She has glass cabinets, and behind the glass cabinets, you can see everything that's in them. I've never seen so much pasta, and I live with an Italian. Seriously, there is so much pasta, and she has these Sharpies, and they're all in colour order. She's so organised. Anyway, I digress. It's absolutely brilliant, and I urge you to watch it. Incredibly, incredibly sad to see somebody struggling so much. What do you think, Ian?
Yeah, I thought it was amazing. And I'm not particularly a Celine Dion fan. I didn't really know much about her. Obviously, My Heart Will Go On from Titanic. I knew she was French-Canadian. And she's released a lot of material in French, a lot of albums in French. And yes, she did. She earned vast sums of money, wasn't she? She's one of the most successful recording artists. But I kind of like the fact that she's not kind of traditionally glam. She got bullied quite a lot when she was growing up because of her appearance, and she's the queen of the power ballad, I guess, isn't she? But I guess music documentaries are getting a bit more confessional, like the Robbie Williams one where he talks a lot about his mental illness, but this takes it to another level. She absolutely strips herself bare. There's no vanity in it. She's appearing in front of the camera, no makeup. And she, as you say, she's so upset by the loss of her voice, which was, obviously so important to her creatively and as a person. She breaks down. It's absolutely heartbreaking. And yes, we kind of see one of the fits the stiff person syndrome gives her. So, yeah, and I think she married. There was a big age gap between her and her husband. They waited quite a long time to get together, and I think there were people around her who disapproved. And yes, obviously she lost him, I think, to cancer. So we get some of the familiar tropes like we see inside her amazing home. I mean, it is beautiful, isn't it? And she's got all this lovely artwork and incredible clothes, and yeah, as you say, kind of the warehouse with all the stage stuff. But this really is different. And I ended up with a newfound respect for her, I must say, because this was a searingly honest account of a very, very difficult journey that she's been on, but also intercut with some amazing concert footage and recording studio footage. It just reminds you of her voice when it was, working 100%. Wow, it was pretty much unmatchable.